Big Chongus!
Yo. Alright, hello everybody. Yeah, so welcome back to Fast for Zax. Yo, thanks for the good luck, Zax. I just read that. Alright, so oh, I guess the timer is on my end, so I don't even need to do a countdown, eh? I'll do it for fun anyway. Okay, gonna get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so alright, yeah, so it's Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. So this so it's a mouthful to say this category, but so you got any percent, no save quit, wrong warp, and out of bounds, or no scoob, for short, abbreviated version. So there's a similar category, which is any percent, no woob, so no wrong warp, no out of bounds. So this one's the no save quit variant, so we're not allowed to use save quit to save warp, basically, because it brings you back to the last place that you entered from, like a door transition, so like a dungeon, a house, and stuff like that. But it just essentially means that you're gonna be needing to backtrack quite a bit instead of save warping. Fortunately, it's not much slower, this category. Oh god, I'm never saying that 3 times fast. yeah. So, admittedly, I haven't actually run this category much. Like, I think my attempts numbers on live splits like 44 when I practiced this. So it's actually my least run category. So fortunately, at the very beginning of this run, so normally in the other 2 categories that I run, you would be farming rupees on the beach and then farming rupees on the grass, and it's like heavy RNG, and it's like a pretty big reset point for like the very start of the run because of relying on rupee drops to buy stuff from the shop. In this category, since we're not using save and quit at all, then we need to find a way to get the key to enter Dungeon 1. So on the way, there is a chest that has 50 rupees, so that kind of eliminates the RNG of rupee farming, which is quite nice. So I'm here in the woods. So yeah, basically there's like a cave. Normally in the game you would go through the cave and go through the back exit to get a toadstool, which you'd use as a recipe to make magic powder, casually anyway. So yeah, I think that's pixel precise to cut both of those crystals. So I needed to break especially the right crystal with the spin slash, just to be able to move the rock out of the way instead of going all the way around. So there is still an instance of RNG here. So this moblin, you'll be doing a trick called moblin boost, and I got really good luck actually. Oh my god, but I choked. Oh shoot. Okay, yeah, I choked still. Oh, he gave me good luck again. So basically you can kind of clip into the wall and prevent yourself from falling into the pit right away. And when you do that, after pushing the moblin into the wall a few times, he'll get kind of like aggravated and shoot an arrow. So that's why I needed him facing upwards. And with that, you can get pushed across that pit without falling into the pit. If you walk directly into the center of the pit, you'll just get like shot and knocked into the pit and lose like a whole heart. So you have to kind of clip into the wall on the side, which I'll explain about clipping in a bit because it does tie to this category's rule set actually. But first, gonna be stealing. Don't steal at home. So yeah, since that shovel costs 200 rupees, yeah, we just steal it because we're gonna need a lot of bombs for the run as well. And normally after you buy the shovel, then you can you're able to buy bombs from the shop. So I'm just using the save quit menu to skip the text for some reason it also confirms buying the bombs a little faster. And stealing the bow, because it costs 980 rupees, so it's supposed to be like a late game item. Also when you take a death from, or when you steal something from the shop, your file name gets changed to Thief. But yeah, so about clipping. So Link can naturally clip up to 3 pixels into like a wall or a solid object. So for being out of bounds, if you're clipped more than 4 pixels like into a wall or something, or more than 3 pixels, so like 4 or more pixels, then it's considered out of bounds, which there are a lot of ways to make it happen. You'll like probably see it later in the run. And transitioning on solid tiles like walls and fences and stuff, like transitioning screens, is also not allowed, so that's also out of bounds. And then wrong warping, so basically there's the infamous doghouse glitch. So the doghouse back in the village that I was at, where that chain chomp was, you can kind of clip into the back of the house and it gives you kind of like a wrong warp if you clip into the wall and enter from the back of it, and brings you to like this glitched world. And if you're doing like the unrestricted any percent category, then it's like about 2 minutes long. So that's why we have so many categories that have like different various restrictions, because yeah, it's probably like the most broken Legend of Zelda game, since yeah, you can beat it like around 2 minutes. So you try to shield bump this to avoid taking damage and to avoid having to wait for it to return to its normal position. And yeah, earlier I used the toadstool, so before the text came up, I cancelled falling into a pit to cross to the other side of a pit. This time I'm gonna use it to clip into this wall, actually, and do what's called a super jump with the Rock's Feather that I just got. So if you're facing away from a wall, sorry, yeah, if you're facing away from a wall and you jump and press forward after a few frames, then you can do what's called a super jump if the wall is also considered to have a ledge on it. So pretty much all these walls in the dungeons have like a ledge on it, but yeah, you have to be clipped at least 1 pixel into the wall as well to be able to do it. So Moldorm, unironically, probably the hardest boss in the run. His movement's pretty RNG, and he does a whole heart of damage, and you have only 3 hearts. And if you get knocked into these pits, you get sent into like a lower section of the dungeon, and then you have to come back up and refight the boss, so it wastes a lot of time. OT may give it a run for its money these days. That's fair, actually. Whenever something new in OOT gets figured out, I'm like never surprised. And Majora's Mask, because those games are so broken. Which I never did an officially like timed run, but I did learn I guess it's called what, Defeat Ganon now? Back when that was like the any percent category. Use like a very outdated wrong warp for Deku Tree as well. Using like 8 backflips or something. But yeah, yeah, you might notice that I'm kind of just like randomly killing like a bunch of enemies. So there's a drop coming up later on called Piece of Power, and there's another one called Guardian Acorn. So we don't want the Guardian Acorn because what it does is makes you take half damage for up to 3 hits. And so you get that from, I think, killing 12 enemies without taking a hit and without save and quitting. So you might see acorns like drop randomly around. Oh, whoops, I got charged a Spin Slash. There's an acorn. So the other drop that I want to get is Piece of Power, which I think you need, what, 32 kills without a save and quit. Doesn't matter if you get hit or not. But as long as you don't use a save and quit, or if you don't take a, as long as you don't take a death in between, then it won't reset your kill counter. So with that, what it does is it increases your movement speed by 25%. It lasts up until you take 3 hits, or until you transition to a new area, like a house or a dungeon or something. Oh my god. trying to avoid this heart piece of shame. It's scaring me. And it also doubles your piece of power, doubles your sword damage as well. So my aim is to try and get it to drop inside Dungeon 2 coming up soon. This is not Dungeon 2. So Moblin Cave. So basically in the town, back in the town, there were some kids that came up to talk to me, and they were saying that Bow Wow got kidnapped, basically. So you'll see what Bow Wow is in a bit. So there's King Moblin. Ideally you want to kill him in 2 cycles. He has 8 health. Spin slashes do 2 damage and regular slashes do 1. And here's Bow Wow, the good boy. Oh, additionally, with this feather, so Link's movement, he moves, I forget the exact units. I think it's 16 subpixels per frame, and when he's moving diagonally, he moves like 12 subpixels per frame. But when he's jumping, I think he also moves 16 subpixels per frame when moving diagonally. So you want to be, if you have to move diagonal, you always want to be jumping if you have the feather equipped instead of walking, because it's a little faster. But when you're moving straight, it doesn't really make a difference whether you're jumping or not. So here's the piece of power. So using the save quit menu, which is not banned in this category, if you use the menu, it to skip the text. I've also been using the save quit menu to skip text when I'm getting items from chests as well. And yeah, since the piece of power gives you 25% movement speed boost with movement, then it doesn't really matter if I'm jumping or not when moving diagonally. It's about the same speed. So ideally I want to have this for the pretty much the entirety of the dungeon. It'll go away after taking 3 hits. So yeah, since I have the bow, since it's supposed to be a late game weapon, I'm gonna be killing like most mini bosses early with like 2 hits with the with arrows pretty much. So here's Ghost Skip. So normally you're supposed to light the torches to scare off the those ghosts. I know they're not called boobs, I forget what they're called in this game. But yeah, you can actually just push them out of the room by hitting them both with an arrow at the same time. You can also use your sword if you're like low on arrows or something, but it is slower because their animation takes longer. Are those pros? Oh shoot. They might be. Alright, so yeah, so when I got the nightmare key in that previous room, I had to kill those enemies in that order. Casually, a lot of people get stuck there because there's like a stone owl that gives you a hint saying that you need to kill enemies in a certain order. It says like Pulse Voice, Keys, and Stalfos, I think. So if you've never played Zelda 1, you might not know what a Pulse Voice is, what those are rabbit guys. Fortunately, since I played Zelda 1 like a lot before I played this game, then I already do that. So I didn't really get stuck in that spot. My older brother actually, who spent less time playing Zelda 1, he actually got stuck on that until I told him. So yeah, broken fight. So basically this boss, yeah, while I was rambling, he so yeah, normally you're supposed to do 3 cycles of waiting out those fireballs, and then grabbing the pot and throwing it against the wall, and then repeating the cycle. But if you're clipped into the wall and you throw the pot specifically to the left for some reason, it does damage per frame while he's like clipped inside the wall, and it instantly breaks it after hitting it in like 3 consecutive frames. Then in addition to that, I dropped the bomb right after breaking it. Oh my god, what? Yeah, I dropped the bomb after breaking it, and then I knocked him toward— oh, heart piece of shame. Alright, yeah, I knocked him towards me, and then I hit him. I shot a bomb arrow at the wall before he started teleporting around the room. So I did enough damage to kill him before he started wasting time with his teleporting and being invincible and stuff. So it turns one of like the longest fights in the game to be pretty short, in the run. Yeah, so for the next dungeon, I'm also going to be trying to route out a piece of power drop again. So ideally, don't kill like too many enemies. Bow Wow might eat stuff though, so there's RNG in that. And yeah, with the next trick coming up, called Villa Skip. So, it's a trick called Pit Buffers. So, you may have just heard the sound of Link falling into a pit. Oh, whoops. So you can, if you pause on the same frame that you're going to fall into a pit, it cancels it. And when it cancels it, it also pushes you down a few pixels. And that edge of the screen is normally standable. And you can also transition on it, so it's not considered out of bounds. I also transitioned on that other screen to get out of the villa by standing on like half a tile where there was a bush spawned after the transition. Then the bush normally blocks your way, so when you transition on a screen like that with something in your way immediately, then it tries to zip you onto the next available tile. So the next available tile there after the transition is just outside the villa, so you can leave without like backtracking the intended way to get out. So yeah, gonna be trying to kill a lot of enemies in here, again for another piece of power. Oh, whoops, I meant to only kill 2, but it's fine. Yeah, so maybe killing a ton of enemies. Some of them are intentional to get like key drops like this. So when that key falls on top of your head, it's frame rule based if you'll grab it or not. So there's a 50% chance that you'll grab it like as soon as it falls on you. And if it doesn't, then you'll get it before the next bounce after that. So there again, I got like the bad RNG where it bounced once. So I think it loses like a quarter of a second every time that you don't instantly grab it. But yeah, it's just frame rule based, so you're may or may not happen for you. Whoops, I did not mean to touch the obstacle. So I got Pegasus Boots, which lets you get dash speed. And I'm gonna try a trick called the French Press. Cool, I got it. I have failed that in every practice run, so glad I at least hit it in the marathon. So you can skip up there. Oh, oops, I wanted to kill these guys, but... Oh right, the enemies don't respawn here if you get French Press. I keep forgetting. It's a weird habit. Alright, anyways, yeah, so basically I super jumped and shield bumped up into an upper part that I wasn't supposed to, which means that you don't have to bomb a wall. So there I did a trick called Dodongo Skip. So those Dodongo snakes, you when you enter the room, the one on the right is close enough that you can super jump and clank with it with your sword and get pushed over the blocks. If you do it too slow, you can end up getting stuck in the blocks and soft locking. And normally you're supposed to save and quit to get out. So like in this category, basically your run is like not like invalid. Basically, you get stuck if you end up soft locking. And in the other categories that do allow save and quit, then it's just a very massive time loss if you do get stuck. So I failed it like twice on the second try, because I generally try to rush doing it to avoid soft locking, because it loses like 5 seconds if you fail it instead. So it's like sometimes I end up going too fast trying to super jump. I was told it's about a 3-frame window to get it, so it's not too bad of a trick, but it is like a big run killer, especially for beginners. So yeah, Slime Eye, I've been talking so much that I'm just missing everything. Slime Eye, since I had Piece of Power, it actually speeds up the fight a lot. And yeah, when I was hitting the eye, it's weird. There's like frame rules where the game checks for it to, if it should be regenerating, like its eye when it starts splitting. And when you have Piece of Power, when you hit enemies that don't die in one hit, then there's like this huge knockback effect, and enemies that survive also have a lot of iframes as well, like more than normal. So when Slime Eye is in that check of it regenerating, and you like hit it with piece of power. Sometimes it won't split because it's supposed to regenerate and split at the same time. So there's like frame rule RNG because of that. And then yeah, doing like the last phase of that fight takes like, since you only have to hit each split eye twice, then it speeds up the fight a lot. And then also just generally the movement speed from having piece of power, so it's pretty crucial to get it. So yeah, here in the Armos maze, these Armos, if you take damage from them, they do 2 hearts of damage, so they can be pretty dangerous if you make mistakes. Yeah, so here's Armos Knight. I was being quiet a bit for, I was using part of the music as an audio cue to set up when to hit him, so. Along with that, when he stomped the ground and stunned me, because I started my boots dash while getting stunned, there's a glitch that triggers called infinite boots, where Link will just like be running with boot speed in place, so. Oh my god, that acorn. So normally when Bow Wow eats these Armos, they always drop an arrow when he eats them, so I'm trying to like refill on arrows, but because it hit the kill counter for the Guardian Acorn drop, then it dropped an acorn like right on my head instead. Oh, jeez, menu mistakes. Whoops. Yeah, since you can place anything on the menu, anywhere, then it's a lot of better runners than me have like an actual set menu route. But yeah, if you make a mistake, it can be hard to recover your menu route as well. I kind of just generally have like the items that are most important in a section, like all in a square next to each other to minimize menu movement. And here, I shot a bomb arrow at the wall to cause a sprite overload while putting the key into that key slot, which for some reason makes Bow Wow eat the cutscene, and then you can move freely when that happens. And yeah, so ideally this next room, I think I'll get a piece of power drop. I'm not sure like how many enemies Bow Wow ate. You seem kind of light on oh, okay, I didn't. Yeah, you seem kind of light on eating stuff throughout the Armos maze, which is pretty rare. Usually when I miss the French press and get like 5 extra kills because of that, he also seems to just like eat everything. So then it causes an early piece of power drop before getting into the dungeon. Or who knows, maybe he ate a lot and because I had the Guardian Acorn, I just didn't see or didn't have a piece of power drop because of it. Not too sure. Yeah, and yeah, this next part, since I don't have piece of power, that's why I have boots equipped right now. And then there's this tile room, so you have to wait for all the tiles to be destroyed to open the door. When I was newer, when I ran any percent, no wrong warp, no out of bounds, normally you come into this. Oh, whoops. I dropped that bomb early, so I didn't kill that last tile. Killing the final 2 tiles saves time, because that's the only thing that speeds up the doors opening. But yeah, because yeah, usually you have like 2.5 hearts or less, more often than not in that category, so it's like always at risk of a death in that category. Okay, got a really late piece of power drop. I guess I was just really light on kills. So I guess it won't help as much technically now, but better late than never. And that might mean for Dungeon 5 I might be like, whoops, might be, oh, what am I doing? Might be really behind on kill count. Yeah, so did what's called a shack jump to, what is happening? Okay, yeah, did what's called a shack jump to jump over an interactable object, so that key block that gave me text, if you jump beside it while against the wall, for whatever reason, you can like super jump off it. So you can either do that or actually just clip through the block, like how I did in Dungeon 3 to get to the boss area early. Because yeah, the previous dungeon was called Key Cavern, and you can... And yeah, I think I only got like 2 keys in total. Like, the gimmick is that there's like a trillion keys you're supposed to get to open like 4 key blocks and other doors and stuff. But yeah, because of like super jumping and doing Dodongo skip twice, I only got like 2 keys throughout that whole dungeon. And yeah, so those horse heads to open the door is RNG. They have a 50% chance each to land facing upright, and you need both of them to land facing upright. So that's why I was stuck there in that room for a very long time. This was getting bad RNG, pretty much. Which happens. Yeah, I guess since it's 2 50/50s in a row that you need, then it's like essentially a 1 in 4 chance to get the double upright. So sometimes you get in 1 try, sometimes it takes like 20 tries, so it happens. And yeah, so Facade back there, I was using the music as an audio cue, but his hurt box is vulnerable before his tech box appears, so you can get like 3 free hits with bombs. And because of that, you can turn the fight into like a 2-cycle instead of a 5-cycle fight. And then yeah, I was just doing the bomb boys for Slag pretty much after that. So here I did what's called a bomb trigger. So if you force the game to get 2 bombs on the screen, if you drop one like right against the transition, then it'll cause cutscenes to trigger or to be skipped as well. So it skipped the owl landing and flying away to talk to me. So it made him just like talk to me like 2 seconds faster, basically. So here I'm doing what's called Jesus jumping. So same as pit buffering, I'm canceling drowning in the water by pausing on the same frame that I would drown. And with that, Link is also standing on the water for like 1 frame, so you can buffer a jump on the water. And it's called Jesus jumping. Ideally, you want to get a frame perfect pause to minimize the amount of pauses, because it loses about 2 seconds per pause, or like 1.8 roughly. So getting like a 4 or 5 buffered Jesus jump is ideal, but you know, for every time you're a frame early, it could end up being like 10 pauses or something, and like lose a few seconds. Alright, so gotta make sure I don't soft lock by accident here. So I did another bomb trigger here to cause. So normally you're supposed to bring Marin with you to sing the Ballad of the Windfish to the walrus, kind of to like reverse Snorlax it and put it to sleep. And so because the cutscene's trying to play and I have Bow Wow with me instead of Marin, then the cutscene will try to play but Marin's not there, so you'll just get permanently stuck if you're still on that screen while the cutscene's trying to play. But you can walk for like 1 tile before the cutscene actually activates, so if you walk off on that frame that the cutscene's supposed to play, it just entirely skips that cutscene. And here, shooting 2 arrows for no apparent reason, and hearing something die. So yeah, community meme is to just not acknowledge that that's a thing there. I didn't mean to fall into that pit either, that's a pretty big time loss. You can grab that key without actually falling into the pit. It's been a long time since I've made that mistake, actually. And yeah, in this category we need to actually backtrack, because in any percent no wrong warp with no out of bounds, you would normally just use a save quit to save warp. Mostly to skip talking to that owl and doing all that backtracking. But yeah, in this category, to backtrack to talk to the owl. Oh, additionally, when I did the walrus skip, when you skip that cutscene, it also locks all of your buttons, like A, B, start and select. So I wasn't able to like pause or use my weapons, so it only changes when you either take a death or change submaps, so that's why I went to that underground section first, then went back up and fought the mini-boss. Because I couldn't like use my arrows until I change submaps. So, managed to get the swag strat, the French bonks, or Le Bonks. Which, compared to the new safe route, it only saves like 0.2 seconds optimally. And it's very easy to lose time. Well, I went the wrong way, I just realized. Whoops. So normally in other categories that allow save quit, you want to go up there first and talk to the owl. And then go into that cave, because changing in and out of the cave, because changing submaps updates your save point. So then normally you would put this key into the keyhole and then save and quit to save work. But since you can't save and quit in this category, then it's faster to go this way and then backtrack. But I think since I left that screen when the owl landed, I have to actually watch him land again. I actually made a mistake. I forgot that I could move before he starts talking. So I just like left the screen. No big deal. Probably just wasted like 2 seconds or something. Yeah, so here we call Swag Cave. There's a bunch of different swag strats that you can do to save like a second or like half a second. Or even less. So use Boots Dash for a little bit before doing the menu, and then you're gonna try to make the run valid by doing obstacle skip. Never mind, I failed it. So you can jump around that obstacle, and instead of running through it, saves like, I think it's a quarter of a second. I've heard different timings. Like I think it said in the world record history video, I think she said half a second, and then in the learning guide, I think it says it saves a quarter second, and then one of the previous world record holders said it saves 10 frames, so I've heard different timings. And the game runs at 60 FPS, so 10 frames definitely would not be a quarter of a second. So Jesus jumped to get pushed down and clip into that block, so I can stand on it and push the block to get the key. Alternatively, you can shoot a bomb arrow to break the block. If you get a frame perfect, Jesus jump, it actually saves 1 second, plus saving that bomb and arrow usage. But I got a two pause, so I probably lost a second, but I also still saved ammo, if anything. Alright, since I mentioned that I was like hella behind on kills, I'm gonna actually try to kill a couple enemies to try and get a piece of power drop in the next dungeon. Because the next dungeon, it does actually save a lot of time. Yeah, so this dungeon's really short because of Jesus jumping to skip that section to go backwards to get the flippers. So I entirely skipped the mini-boss as well. And then here I'm going to do a trick called Early Nightmare Key. So by doing a super jump and clanking the sword off of that P-hat when it starts flying, you can skip a whole other like 2D section and like a RNG room as well. And entirely skip it. So yeah, this is like one of the shortest dungeons in the game because of all those Jesus jumps. And don't blink. So yeah, I did a spin slash, pause, and then shot 2 bomb arrows straight down to kill him in 3 hits. And also pausing, so normally when you enter boss rooms, they give you a text, so the pause also skips the text, so you can conveniently do the menu, too. So yeah, super easy boss. But additionally, I did some tech where when I was jumping, I clipped into the wall while I was charging my sword, and that caused me to have really fast downward speed instead of slowly swimming down in the water before entering the boss fight. I always forget to mention that too. So I kind of want Bow Wow to eat that. Alright, he didn't. He's probably not gonna eat either enemy. Oh, he ate that one. So yeah, taking the warps. Any screens that you've visited previously that had a warp, you can warp to them pretty much. So yeah. Marin's still not an animal village, so all those animals are not in the way, fortunately. Yo, shoutouts to that 100 bits. I'm definitely looking at chat, so I've been reading what all y'all are saying, so Don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm just being a nerd and explaining everything about the run. Yeah, so I'm jumping on purpose against the ceiling there to, so I'm mashing A like a lot to speed up ascending. So first room here is pretty RNG. You want the Helmasaur to move to the right. You move down, so it's pretty standard for him to not go the direction you want. So if he's going to the right and you jump and spin slash, then for some reason you hit through his face mask, even though he's going towards you. So I'm probably gonna try to kill everything in this room to see if I was even like close to getting a piece of power drop. Oh, what am I doing? So normally if I had a good kill count, I would have got it in the first room that I mentioned with the RNG and stuff, but I'm still like ultra behind on kills, so still haven't gotten a piece of power drop even now. Nice RNG. Oh my god, I almost got like back boosted into the stairs again. So yeah, these two Helmasaurs, this room is like, oh there's a piece of power. Yeah, that room is like horrible with the Helmasaurs, especially without piece of power, because they take like 2 hits to kill and you can just keep like clanking into both of them a lot. Yeah, Master Stalfos. So the main gimmick of this dungeon is to fight Master Stalfos 4 times, because he, there's a chest that normally reveals that he, stole the item that you're looking for, so you get the dungeon item by beating him the 4th time. So I overkilled him there by, hitting him with 4 bomb arrows, which is normally not intended. I think when you hit him 3 times with bombs, then he, runs away. But if you overkill him, he also, for whatever reason, drops a key. So you're gonna be using that key to save 3 seconds at the end of the dungeon. And also, when you leave that room, the mini-boss music doesn't stop playing when you overkill him for whatever reason, too. And so, there I let Master Stalfos 2 run away. And then I'm gonna make a quick trip to fight Master Stalfos 3. Well, yeah, there's also like a thing about door lag. So when a door is opening or closing, like some doors just automatically lock or open, and Link kind of gets like stuck in place before he can move again if they're like shutting. So if you have Feather, you can like jump and then oh god, yeah, you can jump while the door lag is happening to save some frames by still moving forward while jumping. So here's a tough trick called Early Nightmare Key. Oh my god! I almost choked after hitting it by not getting a diagonal jump. Yeah, so you can just barely make it across there with your jump. Oh, I didn't get the proper speed with the damage boost there. So I don't want to take 3 hits to end up losing the piece of power just yet. Oh god, never mind, since I lack of diagonal inputs for whatever reason. So yeah, I lost a piece of power, but no big deal. Press on. So yeah, additionally when I was talking about the door lag thing, like that one just now, you can also... Oh, whoops. The door lag thing, you can also... Oh my god, this jerk. You can also start charging your boots during door lag to start running sooner, too. So if you have Feather or boots equipped, then you can use them to your advantage in rooms like that. So yeah, that Helmasaur is also really jank, because so sometimes when it's decided which direction it's going, then its hitbox set will update, but it won't have physically turned. So basically it was like the game thinks it's facing left even though it was still facing like down or whatever. So I was like hitting the wrong side because its hitbox updated, so I kept clanking it. So yeah, there's a kill on Master Stalfos 4, and with that you get the hook shot, so I can either hit these Helmasaurs from behind and kill them, or remove their face masks so I don't have to deal with or RNG with my sword anymore, which is quite nice. So grabbing those arrows, that's actually worth 10 arrows, so I need to have a minimum of 16 arrows to be able to beat the final boss as well. So arrow routing is pretty important. This category is generally like safer on arrows compared to any percent no woob. And there I did a trick called the book shot. So if you have a hook shot on B, feather on A, then if you press A and B together on the same frame, then Link will like jump and shoot the hook shot, and when he gets pulled into something, it pulls him in like twice as fast. So I pulled myself across that pit like faster than normal. It'll also be able to use it to clip through some stuff later on as a trick. So yeah, this wall snake has RNG, depends on like which hold it spawns out of, but as long as I don't have Piece of Power active, then it's easy to get a 2-cycle, because you need 8 hits to kill him. Regardless of how much sword damage you actually do, you will still always take 8 hits. So with Piece of Power, he'll still take 8 hits, but because of the extra iframes from the knockback effect, if he spawns too close to you, then you can't get 4 hits. You can't get like 4 hits in a cycle, so you can end up having like a 3-cycle fight. So I was intending to lose my Piece of Power before getting into that room, but I lost it early anyway. And yeah, and 100% no wrong warp, not a bounce. That's part of why getting the blue tunic is faster than red tunic, because red tunic has all the Piece of Power benefits minus the speed boost, basically. So because of that, it causes that boss to be RNG, whether you'll 2-cycle or not. And if you get to the 3rd cycle and later on, then there's a 50% chance that when you pull the snake out of the wall, he might give you a fake snake that walks around the room, or crawls around the room for a while, and then it explodes eventually, and you can't hit the boss during that time, so you can just lose like upwards of 10 seconds if you keep getting like fake snakes after that. So that's why it's also important to not have your Piece of Power, because if he spawns on one of the out of the walls that are far away from you, you can like get 4 hits on him, but you know, then you have a 50-50 whether you get a good spawn or not, basically, per cycle. So it just turns into like RNG when it doesn't have to be. Even though you lose frames, or lose some time from not having like the walking speed all the way into the boss room. So yeah, making my way towards Dungeon 7, but first gonna try to redeem myself with the obstacle skip. Alright, there you go. And additionally, there is a generally a run killing trick called rooster skip. So normally back in the village where I started, so you're supposed to have a song called Frog Song of Soul, and what it does is, oh crap, what does it do? It revives things that have died. So you revive a rooster back in the village, and then you're supposed to use the rooster to fly across this pit, but you're gonna be doing a trick called hookshot jumping. So if you pause on, or sorry, there's one frame when Link's hookshot comes back to him that he can jump. So you can actually do those hookshot jumps unbuffered, but it's a frame perfect trick. And but if you pause on the frame that you need, then you can buffer jumping. So additionally, because you have Bow Wow with you in this category, he can sometimes get in your way and block your hookshot, and then you just have like no chance of getting it. And if you fall into those pits, you fall outside of the cave, and you have to like backtrack all the way to get back into the cave and try again. So it loses like half a minute like every time that you fall into those pits in this category. Since you can't save quit, because normally in the other categories you would save quit like right before or right after you enter that cave, so you can just soft reset and lose like half the time you normally would if you failed it. But yeah, in this category you gotta take like the full time loss, because you have to, since you can't save and quit / soft reset. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to make Bow Wow eat this cutscene as well. By throwing the rock and then delaying touching the key block for a slight bit, and then reset the room because the dungeon didn't spawn when Bow Wow ate the cutscene. And I think it saves like a second compared to actually watching the cutscene and then walking up into the dungeon. So yeah, Dungeon 7. So this is like, casually, everybody gets stuck on this dungeon for a long time. The puzzle is like weird. So normally the gimmick is like, there's these 4 pillars. Oh god. So there's these 4 pillars. You need to grab a metal ball that's in a room to the right. Oh, whoops, wrong button. The room to the right of where I am, and you need to throw the metal ball into these pillars to break them. But because they're cutscenes, you can actually bomb trigger and destroy them. So it heavily shortens this dungeon because of that. So with that, it causes the 4th floor of the dungeon to collapse into the 3rd floor of the dungeon, so that you're able to reach up top. And with a super jump here, you can actually just jump over this block and not have to go around, basically. Don't need to fight this mini-boss because he just drops a key, I think. It's Hinox again. So now another pretty RNG heavy trick called Goomba Surf. Got perfect luck. So yeah, that Goomba... Oh my god, I messed up though. I got a low super jump, so it's bad. Yeah, so that Goomba, you needed to... The top Goomba that I jumped on, you needed to move to the right, and it's a 1 in 4 chance that... Because it can move in any of the 4 directions. Alright, they both went up, hoping for one to go right. Alright, neither did. So I'm getting punished now because I messed up. What? I didn't get the super jump for no reason? So normally I buffer the super jump and do like a menu to make it easier. So the backup strat loses about 12 seconds, but it's not RNG dependent, so I've already lost more time than like the backup from like making mistakes. Even though I had good luck the first time. But I forgot to do the pause buffer. And because of that, this is dumb. I got a down input before getting the jump for no reason. So, because Link has to face away from the wall, and if I super jump using my sword, it'll hit the Goomba and kill it before I actually jump on it. So, alright, I'm committed. There you go. Alright, cool. Yeah, so you can get over the... Not needing the nightmare key as well, you can get over the wall. I grabbed extra bombs for safety since I had to reset the room when I killed the Goomba the first time. Because it actually died and dropped an item, then it was actually like permanently dead. So I needed to reset the room to try again. So here I went down to reset this room state to have this boss fly straight at me. Because the easy strat in this category is to throw bombs whenever he goes off screen, and you kill him with 3 bombs. In other categories, because for whatever reason, when you save and quit, inside the cave where I did the rooster skip, for whatever reason, this floor isn't, the bottom of the screen isn't solid, like where the heads-up display is, and you can screen wrap projectiles, so you can shoot your hookshot straight down when you hit the bird and he flies off screen. And if you shoot it to the bottom, for whatever reason, when it screen wraps your hookshot, you can hit it and like stun lock it while it's like off screen until it dies, which is faster. But in this category, it doesn't work because it only happens if you do a save and quit and never visit a screen that has a warp tile from when you last save and quit. But you know, I've taken like all those like warp tiles like everywhere, and I haven't saved and quit at all, so it's not doable in this category. So instead, yeah, you just gotta throw like 3 bombs to kill him. And yeah, with that cheese, So now I'm gonna be trying to do I'm trying to skip Marin here, so she got stuck up there. She said that some moblins put her up there, and yeah. So you're normally supposed to use your hook shot and pull her across with you, but if you go to that bottom tile or bottom half tile, then you can skip talking to her. It loses like 40 seconds if you do end up talking to her, because she gives you a lot of text, then her dad comes and gives you a lot of text, and then the owl comes and talks to you, so it loses like 40 seconds. Also, Japanese is significantly faster than English, so it like, if you're playing the English version, it loses like almost a minute from like all the text. So it's quite a lot. Yeah, so now I'm gonna be doing a flame skip over here. So this flame cave, if I clip into the wall slightly, then when I get hit by the flame fountain, then you don't get knocked back, so you can use your little bit of invincibility frames to go through the flame, making you not need a level 2 shield, which I didn't get back in Dungeon 7 that I just beat. And even in like 100%, you do get level 2 shield before getting there, but it's actually just slower to like even like use the level 2 shield intentionally, because Link walks really slow while blocking the flames with the mirror shield. So so you do that strat like even in Hundo. It's pretty funny. Alright, so super jump over this wall, shoot a bomb arrow here. So this skips a lot of the dungeon with another major trick right here, called bookshot clip. So yeah, again with the bookshot, this time I just buffered A and B out of the pause menu, so it's kind of free. There's a 2 pixel wide window. If you bookshot onto the corner of that key block on 2 specific pixels, then you can clip through the key block without a key. Actually, when I was in that 2D section, if you go back up to that area, because you can't transition onto stairs until you have left the stairs tile by at least 1 tile, you get soft locked if you go back up unintentionally. Because then the key blocks in your way and you don't have a key to unlock it, so it ends up being a soft lock where you need to save and quit to get out. So it's important not to hold up after you've done the bookshot clip and gone down the stairs. Alright, so here I'm doing lava swim, which okay, what's up with lava swim? Alright, yeah, so depending on your subpixels, when you transition on lava, when you have the flippers, you can swim on the lava by bypassing the bypassing the damage trigger. Whoops, I meant to have sword equipped. This many. Oh god. Yeah, I was supposed to stun lock this guy, but I did not get a B press after the first spin slash. So he'll always move back and forth every time you hit him, so you can spin slash and like kind of hit behind you. Cue ball. So this dungeon normally is like a mini boss gauntlet, because there's mini bosses from every dungeon. So cue ball is actually the mini boss I skipped in dungeon 4 by Jesus jumping over the water and getting the flippers early unintentionally, or in an unintended way. And yeah, so you actually get to see me kill him this time. So I did a frame perfect Jesus jump there on the lava, and because again, canceling drowning also pushes you down a few pixels, then it makes you clip into the wall so you can super jump over the stairs, thus skipping a whole 2D section as well. Oh, that didn't work. Alright, whoops. So I was trying to use the save and quit menu to skip all this text here, but yeah, so this boss, his flame shell takes 5 hits to break with the magic rod, and then it takes 5 more. Oh, I didn't get the Wang Boys swag. Whoops. So normally Link's magic rod, when you grab the instrument, will be sticking out in front of him. So we call it Wang Boys because it looks like a wang basically. But I used the magic rod slightly too early. This is like a funny visual glitch, if anything. But yeah, so Cue Ball, yeah, so after his Flame Shell breaks, then he takes 2 more hits with the magic rod to kill. But when his Flame Shell came off, the first hit, he was still, like, impervious to damage, basically. Like, he took the hit and made the sound, but he didn't actually take damage on the first hit. And then with the second hit, that should have been the killing blow, and if you open the save quit menu on the same frame that you kill him, it skips all that text, so saves like 3 seconds normally. But since that last hit wasn't the killing hit, then I paused for no reason, basically. Thus losing time. Alright, so here comes Ballad of the Windfish, so... I'm assuming... I'm trying to think how long this run will take. If I don't make any more mistakes, I think I'll have like a low 58, I think. So, getting pretty close to the end. Yeah, messing up the Goomba Surf a billion times, like, definitely was a huge issue. But it did allow for safety in terms of my bomb count, because I'm going to be doing a bunch of stuff. I should start explaining it now, so there's like a bunch of crap to say. So first off, there's like a puzzle to be able to get to the final boss fight. So normally you're supposed to read the book in the library with the magic lens, and it tells you the path that you're supposed to take. But if you never read it, the path is default set to left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. If you read it, then it's set to whatever the book says, basically. And then in addition to that, I'm gonna be starting to do a bunch of like manipulation for the boss fight, for the final boss. So first off, I'm gonna be mashing bombs to bomb trigger, which skips 12 seconds worth of text and also causes the music to not play, because the music's supposed to trigger after the text plays. With that, I can also stand on a specific pixel and unintentionally kill the first phase with my sword. And I dropped the bomb to set my subpixels properly so that the sword would actually stunlock him and kill him. Now I've got the Aghanim phase, and because the music's not playing, like, music actually rolls RNG in this game. So, because of that, we can stand in specific spots depending on which positions that the Aghanim phase goes into. I messed up. And yeah, with that, you can get no blue balls, basically. But I got a blue ball on the last cycle there because I was supposed to be standing 1 pixel away from the wall, but when I kept tapping to the right, I kept either just not moving or moving like more than 1 pixel away from the wall. And then I ran out of time until he shot a blue ball, basically. So, oops, the Moldorm phase, before he starts moving, if you hit him, for some reason he has way less iframes, so you can just spam your sword and hit him 16 times to kill him. And then the Ganon phase, you need 12 hits with boots dashes or spin slashes. And the Shadowland Mola phase takes 1 hit with a spin slash or boots dash. And then we've got Death Eye. So this eye takes 16 arrows to kill, and it's random when he'll open his eye. So ideally I want to get 4 arrows per cycle. Oh man, I tanked. So I gotta make sure not to miss like 2 more arrows, otherwise this fight might be not doable. And yeah, again, how long he takes to open his eye is random, so he can give you blinks. Alright. Got him. The perfect amount of arrows. So yeah, he can give you what's called blinks, where he just instantly opens his eye after closing it, or he can, you know, wait like over 10 seconds, not opening his eye. And times when I hit the top of the stairs, so... Oh, never mind. I wasn't even on like low 48 pace when I said that before. Even when I choked the blue ball thing. Because I lost like 8 seconds. But hey, not bad. Not bad. Thank you for the GG, everybody. So yeah, 5903, not the worst. Yeah, my PB is a 5446, which actually was like my third completed run in this category. Almost a year ago. But yeah, again, admittedly, I haven't like run this category that much, so. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I assume that we're gonna have a small break to swap games since you haven't seen the last of me yet for Donkey Kong Country 2. So I'll be running that in a bit. I'm just gonna like refill a glass of water, and I'm just gonna put in the game real quick though. Just give me a moment. Whoops.